afterward.
Yeah, yeah, about the time it was done,
Yeah,
great flying.
no, that was good, we had a good time.
They ran good then.
You did? You need one thing?
I do probably, I run in that river.
Get a good reason.
It's okay. I'm on seat closer to Jamie.
I just came some.
That is my thought.
Because every time the guys leave here, after talking to us, they gotta be smiling all over. And we said, don't do anything yet.
I can't remember, I've seen different ones.
That was, I was gonna work today, and I was gonna take a lunch, so, the guy that took it for me, cause they called me yesterday before. Instead. I know. Take this.
He wants to come between.
Yeah, he says there are lights all the way out and down.
Yeah, the first
I
time.
do, when it's writing on it, nobody,
Where's the,
They said 200.
kinda just a purchase of a new loader, special hospital manager, and that's it.
Supposed to start a new shed here, end of the month.
What do you want?
Right,
No.
he says 2 to 3 weeks.
Alright, 6:30, I'll call the highway meeting order for the purpose of purchasing a new loader.
Okay, so since we last met, last Monday, our guys, 3 of them, last Thursday went to demo a cat, the case, and John Deere, and then Monday they went and demoed the Komatsu. What we kinda put together of their notes is a, pros and cons of each piece of equipment. Yeah, starting on the first page there, we have the cat. The cat came in at $372. Some of the pros the guys liked was an auto memory. This was easier on the load when they're digging a pile. Justin can probably more explain better on that.
So what they say is it remembers the driver's lifting pattern, so let's say you go into your dirt pile, you back it up, and you load the truck, it'll kinda remember that pattern, so then you get less wheel hop, so less wear and tear on the machine, kinda helps with the function of the machine. And then there's a wedge lock on there, so not John Deere, excuse me. Cat has a wedge lock like a skid steer, the pins come down through the bottom, it locks the attachment on. They're the only ones that have this system, which is better because instead of the bars being out horizontally, where the weight would wear more on the pins, the wedge goes down and it keeps it tighter so there's less wear and tear on the attachment plate. The Cat has a joystick. the guys really like that, they've all they've become pretty accustomed to it. Same thing with like a grader. You run the skid steer, just grab the joystick, you drive around, good to go. The warranty is 12 months, unlimited hours. We also got the 84-month with it, but for 6 months, travel's included. Otherwise, they charge us travel, highly expensive. Or we bring it down there, costs the county money through us traveling, but it's cheaper than having a CAT service truck come up. The printer's included. Printers are, these things are kind of expensive, but it is included with the purchase of the machine. You need the printer for loadouts for townships, or, sand soaked, load gravel. You gotta have the printer so you can bill it, township, or the city, or whoever.
So the scale's included.
Yes, that's with the scale, the printer,
The auto loops included
auto,
in there.
yep.
The forks are in there.
For the 84-month warranty, it's a 3,500 hour max. It can be extended as long as it's under the 3,500 hours.
Is that included in this price?
The 84-month is included. The con they got, when I talked to them, was the engine compartment is not as user-friendly as the John Deere. It's not bad. The John Deere's a little nicer. That's what I got from them. It's still manageable. You can work on it. That's probably the main con they have. Besides the delivery of the machine for warranty purposes, if something breaks down.
This one have the auto alert system.
Yes, it has the auto loop system.
In addition to this, we do have the CAT rep here, so if you do have additional questions, he did ask to come to the meeting. And his name's Andy, he's back there, so if you have questions, he's available. Alright, so for the John Deere, we looked at a 644P, they came at $349,500, but that price didn't have, it had a bunch of add-ons in their, quote, so they had to have to add the 6,500 joystick, the 12,500 for the auto lube, 6,500 for the forks, and to get the load rate scale and printer, you're adding 14,200, and then 2,275 for the install. This quote did come, they have like a John Deere Smart Waste system that doesn't print. They think it'll print by 2025, fall of 25. So you would take that 7,500 off of that price. And this would be available first or second week of September. When the other ones are available now, we would have to wait, John Deere.
So on the pros from what we got from the guys was it had a 7-year 5,000 powertrain plus hydraulics included, and that includes one year full machine, but only 90-day travel charge, no fee. So you're getting charged travel time still for the guys to come up and work on it, but everything else is included. And then you get the 1 year full machine. Otherwise, their powertrain's just powertrain and hydraulic systems. Big thing they liked about this versus the others, it had a little better accessibility to the engine compartment as far as maintenance and working on the machine. They did not get to try the joystick for this machine. So on the cons, what they were told from the salesmen with the joystick, it's not as smooth. It still has a steering wheel into it. So when you're road driving it, say from the shop to the Scott pit, joystick gets kind of hairy, so to speak, so you gotta use a steering wheel. So it's not as user-friendly with the joystick from what they had heard from the salesman himself. There's an issue with visibility. The hood's pretty big in the back. There's a rear camera. The hood's pretty huge back there. And then the wishbone on the front where the mechanism for the buckets, for the tilt and stuff, the wishbone up there, that is pretty big and in the way for visibility up front. As say if you're up close and you were looking down in front of the bucket to see kind of what you're attachment pins on this are the horizontal round ones. So they go out like this, and the bucket rests on the top of the plate and then pins. So the pins wear a little more than what the wedge style like Cat has.
The next one, I've got the Komatsu, WA 380-8. This came at $314,300. We do need to add, if you're gonna do the outer loop, we would have to add 11,000. So a total of 325,300.
So pro on this one, price is lower. I went into the bunk well, from when the guys used it. The warranty on it's got a 3-year unlimited hour premiere. ComCare is 3 years, 2,000 hours for service care and stuff like that, along with the machine. Cons is no joystick, can't get one at all for this. So it's just steering wheel. Delayed power when using hydraulics. So they went down there and tried this machine. They lifted the bucket with material in it and they went to drive and it didn't want to move, it just wanted to lift the bucket. So when you were lifting material with this machine, it would not move well. They had the mechanic come out and look at it and they couldn't figure out what's going on. And this is the machine that they quote us, this is the machine they wanted to sell us. There's not a different one, this is the machine they wanted to sell us. The quick attach, the way it's set up, you can't tell if you're latched onto the forks of the bucket, so you physically would have to get down and make sure the way the line of sight is to your bucket or your forks. They had a tough time hooking and unhooking, and they weren't sure if the pins were in or out. They were able to grab different attachments. This particular machine that they were trying to sell us had an oil leak from the guys, the 3 who went and checked it out. It did have 170 hours on it. They said it was new, it had 170 hours on it. Side panels for maintenance, working on it. They're hard to get open. The latch system's like a double latch. You gotta open one gate, and then you gotta use both hands to get these side panels down. It'll become a pain over time. I think there's not well put together is what they were telling me. The fuel cap and the shutoff are in bad locations. The shutoff, you kinda gotta reach around the corner to turn the master switch off when you're done with it. And the fuel door is hard, the fuel cap is hard to, it's just hard to get to. It's a big fuel cap, but you can't get to it very well. Every time you gotta get in it, you gotta unlock it. So it's not like you put a lock on it to lock it up. You gotta get a key into the fuel cap to open it up.
The last one we looked at was the Case 821G. This quote came at $308,477. But to do an add-on, the unlube is $11,500, and then $7,500 for joystick, for a total of $327,477.
So another pro on this one, it's lower in price. The warranty's pretty good. 3-year, 2,000 hour. The plan that includes maintenance, covers oil filters, and no charge for them to come up here and do it. The con was a fuel cap location. You gotta, every time you gotta pick up the hood, you gotta wait, you push a little switch, runs a motor, picks the hood up, just so you can fuel it. Same thing with the DEF. The scale that comes with it's not user friendly. There's a lot to it. It would take time for them to get to learn it, which if you got one guy in there, or 2 guys, that's totally fine, but you got a whole crew, 18, 20 guys, becomes more of an issue for having them all learn that system. Whereas the other ones are just simple, push the button, press the paper roll, you're good to go. So light in weight. So this thing, I think on the specs, it takes at least, you can take at least a 4 1/4 bucket, or 4 1/4 yard bucket. They had a 4-yard bucket on it. They went to scoop into the pile and it picked the back tires off the ground. So they said it could use that bucket, it could lift this material, but they went and picked the material up with a 4-yard bucket. It actually picked the machine off the ground. The salesman was not happy. So, and with the way they run their system, is they move the engine further back, so they have to use less counterweight. My guess is it's not enough to counterweight picking up. As far as not mechanically friendly, considering they moved everything back, the radiators are now near the cab, so you have to pull some shields and stuff to get them out of there. They said they had a tough time pulling them up, and then they couldn't get them back in, and this is on a brand new machine. So over time, dirt, grime, grease, oil, all that stuff gets in there, it ain't gonna get any better. Ground power week, it's pretty hard to get a full scoop. It's like it's not got enough power to go and dig and grab what you need. Comes with the light kit like we spec'd it out, they're not very bright. The lights that come with it ain't what we kinda asked for. It's what they sell, it's not adequate compared to the others. And this also has the horizontal pins, unlike the wedge style.
Caterpillar, okay, it does have joysticks.
Yes.
Is, oil changes and stuff included in all with Caterpillar?
Just, case and Komatsu.
Yeah, I think I looked at the original proposals you guys gave, the case was a 23 and all the rest are 24s, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what the hourly rate is for, maybe to come up and work on it once the 6-month period's over.
It's just like travel.
The travel is $6.50 a mile, it's capped at 100 miles, and then it's $165 an hour, I believe it is set now. It does.
So a 100-mile trip was $650.
Correct.
Correctly.
Correct. And you do, so in that price as well, I forgot to mention this, there's your first service on site is covered. It's included in that, so you will get
One service.
You'll get one service out of it, that's included with the purchase.
Warranty work, we don't have to pay for the work, we just gotta pay for the mileage, right?
Correct. Yep, parts and
They
labor.
gotta come and work on it within that maybe 4 months or $3,500.
That'll be roughly 120, 130 miles for them round trip.
But we do have resident field service mechanics, so like, you won't, it's not mandatory where you pay a full clear to replacement.
From Bloomer, our guy usually comes out of Bloomer.
Yep, we've got, 2 in New Auburn, and then there's guys out of Hayward, you know, if they're here across the street at Russ Thompson, you know, they share the
Cost
mileage,
between.
split the cost, they do some cost sharing, so.
Good to know.
I guess if you weigh the guys' thoughts on it, there was 3 of them that did all the sampling. They did go Cat, John Deere, and then Case and Komatsu were at the bottom.
Dan, you have a question?
No, I just comment here, I went and checked with the pellet factory. And, they've got 2 950s there, 2012, and I think that one's a 2022. You have scale weight, beyond fire suppression, you can get that, and they needed it there. It was all wood. Just normal maintenance and oil changes, beyond that, just about nothing. And, auto greaser, no issues, steering wheel or joystick. Run 7 days a week around the clock, and so they don't have any trouble with it. And, they had a John Deere and they said, oh, it's caught on fire. So they said they didn't need that, but I talked to the plant manager and the operator, and both at the same time and stuff, and so it was interesting to hear them from the operator side, not from, no offense, but from a salesman's side.
How many yard buckets on the cat again?
4 and a quarter.
said backup camera also on this one?
Yes.
That's kind of what we're nowadays.
Any more questions? Resolution tonight,
For approval of the resolution,
the resolution, huh?
I'll second that.
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. Got a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Jim seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries, we're adjourned.
Do you guys wanna go out to? Yeah, let's